turn this around. What's up, you guys? Let's see how the camera looks right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't have my microphone. I think it looks pretty good. The light's not too bad, right? All right. Just shipping right now. Thought I'd go live, show you all the orders that are going out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. And if I know the answer, I'll give you my opinion. And if I don't know, I'll just let you know that I don't know. So, Miss Tempting Treasure, thank you for joining. All right, let me get started. Let's get started with eBay first. First order. Aura Torres, hello, thank you for joining. First order going out is this Titleist golf pants. This is my first time finding a Titleist item. I usually find the Titleist with, like FootJoys and other brands, but this was like an actual Titleist pants. So first time finding it, and it sold for full price, $39.99. So golf stuff right now I think should start selling more. We're gonna start getting, I think we're going away from like the jackets and the winter items, and we're gonna start selling these golf apparel. So golf pants, golf polos, quarter zips, those should start selling pretty good. So there you got the first one, Titleist golf pants. Let me see if I can show you guys on my phone. I don't know if it's gonna come out reverse. Let me know. Hey Juliet, thank you for joining. Oh no, okay. It doesn't come out reverse. So there you go, $39.99. You got the Titleist golf pants. Hey Patty, thank you for joining. Patty says, do you make any extra money from YouTube yet? Yeah, I do. So I've been doing YouTube since I started in May. So it's been 7 months. I got monetized after my 5th month, which was like what? Like the end of October. So I got paid from November, December, and those 2 months. I'll actually show you guys. Let me see if I have it here. So that's how much I made so far. $744. And so far this month, I made $116. So, I mean, that's not bad, right? All of that is from ad revenue. So, all of that's from you guys watching. So, I really appreciate you guys watching. Obviously, the main reason that I started YouTube is because I wanted to make some extra money. So, why not, And just right now, I haven't really been able to post as much as I want to, just because I'm trying to grow my eBay business. That's always going to come first. But if you're consistent on putting out content, it's definitely a really great way to make some extra money. So, Dark Cats, hey, what's up, man? Thank you guys for joining. How many people do we got live? 25 watching? Really? 25 people? Well, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. I just subscribed and liked, says Kylo Stone. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Dark Cat says 25. Yeah, 25 people watching. I really appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully you guys can hear me good because I'm not using my microphone. I had some technical difficulties. You guys know how that goes. But I really appreciate you guys watching. So let me print my first label. So if you guys are just joining, this is the first order that's going out. A Titleist pants. Have you guys ever found Titleist like clothing? I'm talking about like Titleist, like they actually made the clothing. As I mentioned before, you usually see Titleist with like FootJoy polos, stuff like that. but this was an actual Titleist pants. So I'm kind of surprised. I never seen that, and it sold for full price, $39.99. All right, and this one weighs 7.9. Let's do 9 ounces, and this one's gonna cost me $5.86, and I charged $7.99. That's my lowest that I charge for anything. $7, and well, that's not true. My ties, I do free shipping, but other than that, that's my lowest, $7.99. I know some people do like 6.50, $5.99. The shipping, the prices are just gonna keep going up, so I gotta be ready. I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. So I've been doing $7.99 for like 2 years already. You know. Um, Patty says, "Nice, keep it up with these great content." Thank you, I appreciate it, Patty. Dark Cat says, "What's your eBay?" My eBay's Do Thrift Clothing. Joyce, hey, what's up? We can hear you good. All right, sounds good. I think I just gotta talk a little bit louder. So thank you for joining, Joyce. Kylo Stone says, "Have you thought about joining the military?" When I was younger, I thought about it. Probably too old right now. Can barely even move. So, Dark Cat, how many subscribers do you have? I have 1,920 something subscribers. Jason, what's up, Jason? You're back. Cool. Yeah, I'm back. Patty says, "Are Suit Supply Blazers good to pick up?" Yeah, they could be. Kylo Stone, have you thought about joining the military or the army? No, like I said, I'm too old. Kylo again says, "I'm thinking about joining the army." How old are you, man? All right, let's get to the next one. All right, the next. This one is. So I'm starting off with the items that are not that very good. So bear with me. I'm gonna get into the better items. Um, I know that's kind of what I would want to see when I'm watching a live. So just bear with me. We'll get there. We'll get there. So this next one, actually, I did it by the highest price, so I gotta go. All right, so this one is a Brooks Brothers. This one's actually kind of surprising because I usually sell these for like $50 to $60. So I gotta check if there's some type of like hole or something. It's a Brooks Brothers gold button. Sold for $12. Now that was like my old pictures. I honestly don't like the way that looks. Um, Good thing I changed my pictures, but this was a vintage one. Brooks Brothers vintage blazers. Surprisingly, you would think that they would do good, but honestly, they don't do that good. So you really want to be on the lookout for the newer Brooks Brothers blazers. And this was the Brooks Ease. I guess that's like the model. This one didn't look like it had any flaws or anything like that. Um, I have a really um, strict markdown strategy. So the fact that this was sold for $12, I originally had this priced at $49.99. So that's not even that much. So this tells me this is probably like a year old because right now everything over a year old, I have a markdown sale of like 60%. Kylo says, "Oh, 14. Dang, you're really young, man. Um, I got 3 years until I can." I don't know. That's something you got to think about. Maybe you should talk to your parents. Um, Dark Cat says, "Dang, I just started my channels and I have no one." Oh, you started your YouTube channel? Congratulations. That's a really good. That's the first step, right? Is actually starting. I before I started, I was thinking about it for like almost 2 years because I really wanted to document my journey I was selling on eBay since the beginning. That would have been cool, but you just got to get started. That's the first step. So congratulations on that. Now you just got to be consistent. Chemo, what's up, Chemo? Thank you for joining. Bentley Gaming says hi. What's up? All right, let's ship this one out now. This one is 1.10. So we got to round that up. 1.12. This one is going to be pretty expensive. Yeah. $8.85. For all my blazers, I charge $9.99. So that's just something to think about. Every time I ship items like this, I just think about it. Next time I'm in the thrift stores, I kind of just have to think about it if I'm going to pick it up again or not. So sometimes there are really good items um, that just like take long, or maybe they just you know like they say, they just fall through the eBay cracks. And this one could have been one like that, but like I said, now I know that the older vintage Brooks Brothers blazers don't do that good. So now we know, right? There are exceptions, of course. All right, next one. This is another really old item. Sold for $14. This is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren jeans. It was a nice baggy one, like Y2K style. Sold for $14. Jason, I'll join you if you want. Says talking about joining the military. How old are you, Jason? Are you 14? Kylo Stone says, my parents told me I could, and I had an uncle who died in the Navy. Well, that's something you just got to think about. Um, hey, yo, I love the lives, but I'm going to need something to watch tomorrow morning while taking pictures. So just wanted to stop in and say what's up. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. Yeah, just watch this on the replay. Hopefully you enjoy it while you're listening. Jason says, no, that's Guy's YouTube channel. All right, let me ship this one out. Damn, this one's gonna be expensive too. How much did I charge? I charged $10, so hopefully it's less than that. Dang, $9? Not I had to pay $9 on a $14 sale. That's crazy. I mean, you would think that this would do better than $14, no? Just a vintage Y2K Polo Ralph Lauren jeans. I don't know. At least I sold it. At least I got rid of it. This one is going to Connecticut. All right, here I got another one that is not a good sell. This is a Jose Bank blazer, sold for $12.60. This one did have a window pane pattern, which usually is okay, but it is what it is. Jose Bank blazers, some can do good, others can't. Not really something that I would pick up, but 1.6. Yeah. So 1.8, 12, 15. Dang, $8.85. This one's going to Florida, Miami. Florida, Miami. Are you guys keeping up with your New Year's resolutions? I'm trying to. I've been listing 20 per day. I have a little calendar here that I just write down like how many I listed. So as you can see there, I haven't missed a day yet. I already did today. I just haven't wrote it down. So I'm up at 20. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do 20 listings per day the whole year. Do you guys think that's possible? I think it's possible. Now the only thing that I'm kind of worried about, like I mentioned before in other lives, I'm gonna go on a vacation. So like for 10 days, and that's in 2 weeks. And so I need to pick up the pace. I need to find a lot of stuff in the next 2 weeks if I really want to keep the 20 listing per day streak alive. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, so we'll see. Oh, okay. Did I show you guys this one? This is a vintage Wrangler Western Pearl Snap shirt. This one had like a big tear, but I'm glad it still sold for $19.99, which is actually not that bad considering like the sleeve had a huge tear. And that was my mistake. I didn't see that in the thrift store. I should have checked it over good, but sometimes I'm just soy un cabezón. I'm how do you say that in English? I'm big headed. I know I should look at the items when I buy them, but sometimes I don't, you know? All right, this one's gonna be $7. Not that bad. Going to Massachusetts. The thread plug. What's up, man? Everything good? If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are listening right now, right? That's what I like to do. Just list and listen to videos, lives. I'm sorry, this one started kind of slow. I'm starting with all my sucky sales, and then I'll working my way up. Maybe one, two, maybe in two more. I'll start getting to like ones that I'm used to, which is like over 30. It's because right now I'm running a sale. Usually when I run a sale, like the first 2 weeks of the month, I sell like these really lower tier items. But my average sale price right now is still, I'll show you guys right now. I think it's like at 60 for this month or for the year so far. I'm trying to stay above 50, so as long as I'm over 50 average sale price, I think I should be good. Yeah, so this is the last 7 days. What day are we? What's today? Today's the 11th, so that's kind of almost a whole month. My ASP is $60.78. So if I can keep that up, should be good. Even if I sell like these old items. All right, here I got this Mizzen Main. This one's not gonna bring you the most amount of money, but these actually sell like pretty quick for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and when I say quick, I'm talking about like under a month. Like between like 2 and 3 weeks, I usually sell a lot of these. And this is the second one that I sold. This is like the exact one that I sold twice already, just on different size. And this one sold for I think like $20. I paid like $5. So let me see how much I sold it. Yeah, I sold it for $20 plus shipping. So this was a polka dot one. I usually stick for the Ms. and main shirts. It has to have some type of unique, um, like a, you call it a pattern, or what do you call it, pattern, or like a geometric pattern, like florals. I would pick those up for like $5, $6. Because I sold like floral Ms. and main shirts for like $30. But when it comes to ones like this one was just like a polka dot one. You get like 20, 25. And this one's pretty lightweight, so it's not, yeah, $5.64. And it's going to Austin, Texas. So that's down the road from me. Um, all right, let's print that one. All right, this is actually a pretty good item. This is a Sims, uh, and this one was the Insect Shield button-up shirt, and sold for $25 plus shipping. For the Sims button-ups, you'll get like 25 to 30, sometimes a little bit more, maybe depending like on the size, or if it just has like some unique features, like maybe some vents or some unique pockets or stuff like that. This one is 9, so 10 ounces. $6. So this one's going to New York. New York. Yeah, it would be cool, to make like, now that somebody asked me about making money on YouTube, my plan my plan is, it is, still is, to at the end of the month, at the end of the year, like whatever I make from YouTube is just gonna be a bonus. So if I can make like $4,000 throughout the year on YouTube, a $4,000 bonus, who doesn't want that? All right, next sale is a Unreal hoodie, sold for $23.99. Now I could have gotten you can get more for these Unreal hoodies. This is a name, I forgot the name. Is it the crossover hoodie or something like that? Yeah, I think it's like the crossover hoodie. There's times that I've gotten like close to $40. The reason this sold for $23.99 is because it had some stains. So, but I mean, I knew it was still gonna sell even with like those stains. So if it's like a pretty good brand, has a good following, I still buy clothing, even if it has some stains or like a small hole or something like that. If it's like a very saturated item or brand, then I usually stay away from them if they have like holes or stains. But this brand, Unreal, has a pretty good following, so, and it sold pretty quickly. I think under a week. Um, Jamanu, thinking about giving Nifty a try. Do you use any cross listing tool? Yeah, I use Nifty.ai. That's the only cross listing platform that I've used, and it's been really good so far. Just last year alone, I think last year I made like 35,000 on Poshmark, and that's with only like under 1,000 items. Like throughout the year, I had between 700 and 900 active items. So that's pretty good in my opinion. Like 35, or I think it was. Let me check. It was like 35, 36,000, and obviously that's all from Nifty.ai. Like I first list all my items onto eBay, then I go to Nifty, and then I cross list from there to Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. So yeah, those are the last 12 months. 35,000. And as you can see, like the graph, like it's actually pretty consistent. There was a drop off here in August, but that's because I went on vacation. And obviously, when you go on vacation, unfortunately, you have to turn off your closet on Poshmark. It's not like eBay where you can, go on vacation mode, but you can still sell stuff. On Poshmark, you have to turn it off, unfortunately. So, but yeah, it's been pretty consistent. As long as you're consistent on cross listing your items, um, you should be good. And you don't have to have like a huge store to be worth it. Like I said, I had between 700 and 900 active items throughout the whole year, and that's been really good. So who wouldn't want an extra $30,000? And to cross list, it probably took me, I would say, like between, let's just say 5 minutes, 5 extra minutes to cross list all my items. All right, this one is going to MS. Where's that? Mississippi? Hey, my printer is loud, man. What's going on? What's going on, brother? I got a brother. Yeah, I think it was Mississippi, right? All right, what do we got next? All right, let's start getting into some good items now. All right, this one is an Outerknown jeans. This model is called the SEA Drifter Tapered. Or I think the model is like SEA Drifter, but it's a tapered fit. So for 33 bucks, I think that is kind of like on the lower end of what I get for these. I usually get between 40 and 50 to be honest. So this one took quite a while. Just looking at my SKU number, this one's probably like over, probably between like 8 and 11 months around there. So, but it's still sold for 33.99 plus shipping. Tammy says, if it's not too personal, how did you get your business off the ground? I've been looking for small business grants, but there's a lot of fraud. Um, to be honest, I wouldn't take out any loans or use any type of like, you know, grants, or maybe you could, but um, it just takes time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience. People want to do like reselling, they want to go really fast, and a few things happen, and they stop doing it. So you got to go really slow. You got to know what you're doing. You're gonna make mistakes, but it's better to make mistakes when you're smaller. Because if you just go really fast and you have like a 3,000 item store and you make a lot of mistakes, that's gonna cost you more. Whereas if you had like 100 items, you're starting out, you make one or two mistakes, it's not that bad. So you have to take it slow, be patient. I would get a full time job, and I would do this part time. I would build my store up. I would get really good items. If you can, I would take 2 days out of the week to go out and to find really great items. That's how I would do it. Like that's kind of how I started. But I did pick up a lot of really bad items when I started, like everybody does. But there's just so much information right now on YouTube. People talking about good brands and study those brands. Um, Keep going to the thrift stores or wherever the flea markets, the bins. See what kind of items are out there. Don't be afraid to look up on eBay the comps. See what they're selling for. Um, Also, you have to know your metrics, like how much money are you trying to make per item. Everybody's different. I'm trying to make X amount. My neighbor's trying to make $10. Another person's trying to make $5 net profit. So you got to figure all that stuff out. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to knowledge and consistency. Like if you're consistent every single day, that's pretty much the key to success, in my opinion. That's something that I've been struggling personally is consistency. So that's why this year I really wanted to hone down on that consistency and be consistent like throughout the entire year. Last year I was consistent in parts, right? I was consistent a month, then I would drop off. I wouldn't list for like 2 days, and then I would list again, and then I would stop listing. So I'm trying to be consistent. That's probably one of the like really main things that you can do. Um, but I mean, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to get started, but you just got to get started. How much is this? 1.9. Oh no, I should put 1.11. This one's gonna be expensive. $8.80. Going to California. Jason Williams. Why did I say Williams? Is it Willis? Sorry. He says pass up on Sonoma and George and Tech from Coles. Yeah, I mean there could be items really good in those brands. So I think a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, focus too much on brands and they don't focus on the items. You know, it's kind of hard to say like this brand sucks, but there are certain items in that brand that are good. So that's something that I've been trying to stay away from. Like I know that this brand in general sucks, but there are certain items that are pretty good, and those are the types of items that we need to try to be on the lookout for well, me personally, when I'm in the thrift stores. So, but yeah, in general, the brands that you said, Sonoma, George, the other one, yeah, those are usually passes, right? Tammy says thanks for that helps. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Um, Teeny says I'm late to the live. No problem. Just wanted to let you know I'm the Randall that walked up to you at the thrift store last week. Oh yeah, yeah. I appreciate you. Yeah. Now, if you guys ever see me in the thrift store, don't be afraid to say what's up. I'm usually just head down, going through the clothes, but feel free to say what's up. So yeah, thank you for watching and thank you for saying hi. All right, this one is got our first blazer. This is a carbon to cobalt blazer. I actually never found a carbon to cobalt blazer before, and this one sold for $38. Had that one priced at $49.99 and accepted the offer. I really wanted $40 for that one, but I'm not gonna haggle $2. Come on, are you guys like that? Are you guys like, nah, man, I want my $40. I'm not gonna. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm usually not like that. If If I want $40, somebody sends me 38, 39. I'm gonna take it, man. Damn, this one's heavy too. 1.7, 12.5, 767. $7.67. So it's going to New Mexico. So be on the lookout for the carbon to cobalt blazers. You're not gonna get a lot for them, but they do alright. Now this one I'm kind of surprised, man. This is a Holderness and Bourne vest. It was a nice one, and the model is called the King Vest, and it only sold for $40.79. It could have been that because it had like the embroidery there on the chest, but I don't know, man. Because this is 9,000, so it's probably like around 7 months old. And I probably priced this one like at $59.99 if I had to guess. So I don't know. 7. This one's gonna be 9 ounces. Pretty lightweight. $5.86. This one's going to North Carolina. Holderness and Bourne. It's a good brand. A lot of their polos I'm starting to skip. I don't know about you guys, but I know they still sell between $20 and $30. I think depending on the model. They usually have the name on the model, I think, like on under the material tag. But a lot of them go for like 20, 25. So I usually skip them. How about you guys? Do you guys pick those up still? North Carolina. What we got next? This is a pretty quick sale. I just listed this one. I think like 2 days ago. This is a Sims insulated vest. Sold it for $49.99. Good size, extra large. Sims in general is a good brand. I think most of their items is a pickup. Like I mentioned before, their button ups you can get like 25 to 30, sometimes a little bit more. Their vests do really good. Probably get over $40. If you can find their jackets, certain models can do like really good, over 50, 60. So be on the lookout for Sims. Pretty decent brand. I think overall, like if you see Sims, I would pick it up if it's in good condition and the price is right. And I think this one I paid, I think it was like $7.99. The thread plug says, some lady mentioned you on a K-Way thrifting video. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was watching. She was looking at blazers. You blowing up, bro. Yeah, I saw that one. No, it wasn't K-Way though. It was Chris at Peaks video. I think that's the one you're talking about, right? Where he was going through the blazers and there's a lady there. And yeah, she mentioned me. So I mean, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me that like people are actually watching my videos. So if I was getting like zero views, no views, nobody would, was watching my videos, I honestly wouldn't. I wouldn't do this, obviously. And like I said, like, you know, I'm trying to make money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing videos because I'm trying to make money. All right. Like, but at the same time, it's cool that I'm able to help people. I'm able to help you guys. You guys are learning brands, learning certain things, and it's a win-win, I think. So, but at the end of the day, I gotta make money because it does take a lot of time to do videos and stuff like that. So, if I'm not making any money, then it's honestly not worth it. And so far, it's been pretty good. Like I said, my first 2 months monetized, I made like $720, I think, which is not bad if you ask me. Like for 2 months, that's pretty good. Um, oh, this one is going to Arizona. Arizona. Oh, that's not Arizona, is it? No, that's Arkansas or Arkansas. I don't know. I get confused with the ARs. What is that? Arkansas. I don't know. It's one of those. Ooh, this is a really good one. This one sold pretty quickly too. I sold this probably like actually in 2 days. Oh no, the next day. So I listed it and it sold the next day. So this one is a Burberry Brit flannel shirt. Sold for $59. Burberry Brit. You gotta be careful. They do make a lot of fakes, but you just gotta do your research. You gotta look up on Google. That's what I did. I looked up all the tags, everything checked out. So, but they do make fakes. Okay, you just gotta be careful. And unfortunately, this one, if you can find like the Burberry, it's called the Nova Check, which is like their very popular pattern. I thought this one was a Nova Check, but it's not. So I thought about putting Nova Check, just to get people to click on my listing, but I was like, it's not really a Nova Check, but it was a nice shirt nonetheless. Still sold for $59, and I paid. How much did I pay? This was a couple of days ago, so I paid under $10 for sure. Um, Teeny says, "What you put out, karma you get back. I've learned from you. Thanks." Yeah, yeah, I believe that too. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. The thread plug says, "Yeah, I think he was thrifting with K-Way." Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was. He went down to Florida or something. Mr. Peaks, excuse me, was blowing up all of my spots in Charlotte. Oh, is that where you are? um, I mean, it's just crazy how much stuff there is out there, man. It is. I'm sometimes blown away because I see like other people in my area and they find like really great items, and it's like there's just so much stuff. If you live in a big city, like there is no way you'll be able to go out the entire day and not find great items. I'm telling you guys. Like I don't care where you live. If you live in any big city, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, I don't care where you at. If you're in a big area with at least a million people population, you're gonna find great items if you go the whole day. I honestly don't think it's just my area. I know people think that my area is really good. It's the best. It's not. I honestly think you can go to literally any big city. I can go to Houston for a week and I can find really good items. I don't care who's there. I don't care how many resellers are there. If you go the entire day, trust me, you're gonna find really good items. I believe there's enough items for everybody. Okay, there's a lot of people in my area that are doing this full time. It's just there's so much stuff out there. You just got to put in the work. and you gotta be consistent. All right, this one's going to Oregon. That's Oregon, right? OR. Yeah, I think it's Oregon. No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, did I create more competition? I did. I did with my videos. You know, of course. Um, but that's why I need to make money on YouTube. You know, so yeah. I mean, I gotta compensate my knowledge by making money on YouTube. That's how it is. That's how it goes. Tammy says, "I wish." Let me. Okay. Let me go back here. The thread plug says, "Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Plenty to go around. Everybody buys different stuff. Anyways, yeah, that is true. That is very true." What makes you flip says facts. Yeah. Timmy says, especially right now, people are cleaning out closets after Christmas. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff right now. But throughout the year, I found stuff in the middle of the summer. Like I found an Arc'teryx jacket in the middle of like the summer. So throughout the year, there's always gonna be stuff. Tammy says, I wish I could find good stuff in Oklahoma. I heard Oklahoma is actually pretty good. What part of Oklahoma are you in? Because I live like 3 hours from Oklahoma City, and I actually thought about going down there and checking it out. So this one is going to New York. Oh, I didn't even show you guys, did I? All right, I gotta pause now. I gotta go back. I gotta make sure I'm gonna ship the right item to the right person. Okay, this one, Steven. Yeah. All right, so this next one is a J. Crew Ludlow blazer. I could have gotten a little bit more, honestly. Sold for $58. This is the one that had the moon fabric. So you want to be on the lookout for this fabric. They usually have it with the J. Crew blazers. I've seen it also with Bonobos blazers, but they make a really good like tweed texture fabric. That definitely is going to add value to the blazers. Honestly, I could have probably gotten like maybe closer to like $80, but I just accepted that offer. This one's going to New York. The thread plug says, "Yeah, Dallas is a great place for men's clothing. I've been there many times, but if you were in Charlotte, you find great stuff too in any big city. Just really good at filtering this. Yeah, yeah. It just comes down to you got to be disciplined and you got to be consistent. And honestly, you got to go the whole day. So I think those three things are kind of what's keeping me alive right now. But it's not easy, of course. Not. I have a lot of competition, but got to be consistent, and I got to go the entire day. Pretty much, you just got to outwork your competition. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Um, Tammy lives in Oklahoma City. That's interesting that you're not finding good items. because I've heard of like I think there's other YouTubers that were from Oklahoma City, and I've heard them say that they found pretty good items. So it's interesting. All right, this next one is a Banana Republic linen blazer. This one was a nice one. It had a nice, like a light green color. Where now's the time to pick up linen blazers, if you guys don't know, because they're gonna start selling really good. Probably like right now, people are gonna be looking for those like for the spring and summertime, because linen is a really good, like a breathable material. This one's going to Utah. Yeah, Utah. Here we got another blazer. And this one is a Samuelson. Samuelson is a good brand. Oh, what the heck? I spelled blazer wrong. That's a rookie mistake. Anyways, this is a Samuelson blazer. I'll show you guys right now some pretty unique things about this one. They usually have the name of the model in the tag, and this one's called the SB Gable, which usually does pretty good. It was also had like a tweed texture, window pane pattern. That pattern always usually does pretty good. So sold for $100, and it was a repeat buyer. Did they buy anything else? No, it's probably another time. So $100. I think I had that one priced like 150. I took the $100 offer. Yeah, Samuelson. And I usually ship my blazers in a 12 by 15 poly bag. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. I'm gonna put 1.11 ounces, 12 by 15, $6.37. And it's staying here in Texas. Actually, my neighbor, Fort Worth, Texas. That's why it's so cheap. So it's gonna be a short drive for this guy. Hopefully they like this blazer. All right, here we got another blazer. And this one is a Brooks Brothers cashmere blazer. Sold for $142 plus shipping. Obviously, one of the main reasons that it sold for this much is because it was cashmere. Let's see what else I had. I also had an E. Thomas fabric, which is a really good fabric company. Sometimes I find like the E. Thomas fabric in like lower tier brands. For example, if I find a E. Thomas in a Jose Bank blazer, that's gonna add value. I usually pick that up. There's a E. Thomas. And yeah, this one was cashmere and wool. $142. And this one's going to North Carolina. This one I'm also just gonna ship it in the 12 by 15 poly bag. I'm not too worried about this one. Maybe if it was like $200, I would probably ship it in a box. But you should be good in shipping them in poly bags. Nobody's ever complained. So yeah, if somebody does complain, I'll let you guys know. So North Carolina. All right, next up, I sold this bad boy right here. This is the biggest sale of the weekend. How much you guys think I sold this for? This is a Billy Reed overcoat. Yeah, it's not a Pico, right? Because the Picos, they have like the double breasted. Yeah, I just put overcoat. I think that's the right term, right? Yeah. Billy Reed, 100% wool. Or no? Is it wool? Is it 100% wool? Um, no, 90% wool, 10% nylon. So, but still wool nonetheless. What do you guys think? How much you guys think this sold for? I had this one priced at $499, and it sold best offer $250. So that's actually a pretty wide gap right there. I really honestly just wanted to get rid of this one because I know the time is coming. If I don't sell this by February, the likelihood of it staying in my store until like until the next fall or winter is very likely. So I needed to get rid of this. $250. Car code, is that what you call it? Car code, whatever you call it, $250. I paid $20. So be on the lookout for Billy Reed wool car coats, overcoats, pea coats, whatever coats. They do really good. Billy Reed actually has a really good following. Believe it or not, I know that, at least for me, when I think of Billy Reed, because I'm automatically thinking about like their button ups don't do good. But when it comes to their blazers, their coats, their jackets, I think jeans do pretty good too. I think I gotta look into that. I'm pretty sure the jeans do good too, but yeah, Billy Reed does very good. All right, so how am I gonna fold this one? Probably just fold it in half. I actually have a box right here that I'm gonna put it in. This one. It's actually kind of big though. Is it too? It's pretty good. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my 12 by 15 thing, my bag, put it under, just give it a little bit of protection, and I'm going to get this 14 by 17 poly bag. I'm gonna put it inside, give it a little bit more protection. Let me see if I can fold this. Yeah, that's good enough. So this is gonna go in this one. I'm not gonna close it. I'm gonna leave it open. That way it's easy for the buyer to, to take it out. I'll just fold it like this. Put it in here. Here I got some paper. Put it here on the side so it won't move. I need a little bit more paper, so let's see if I have some over here. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to use some old padded flat rate envelopes. Just don't tell anybody, okay? So I'm just gonna throw these in here, make it nice and puffy. All right, then we close it. Yeah, perfect. So here I'm gonna cover my label, my Amazon address, cover that, get my tape. We're gonna close this up. We're gonna do probably like, let's go twice around. All right, so that one's out. I usually buy like a pack of 6 of these tapes. Usually lasts me like, before I use them more, obviously, because because I was using the priority mail boxes and stuff like that. But now since it's moved to Ground Advantage, I don't really use this that often. So they last me pretty good. I think it should be good. All right, now I gotta weigh this. How much does it weigh? Not that bad. 3 pounds. All right, let's do three. Let's do 3.5. Now, what's the dimensions of this? Really, do I have to check out my ruler? All right, here we got a 16 by 7. 16 by 12 by 7. 16 by 12 by 7. $10.94. That's pretty good. I charge $14.99. $14.99. And it's going to New York. I'm not surprised with that, man. I am not surprised that this is going to New York. I can definitely see a New Yorker wearing this, going down the street, Yeah. So $10.94. Let's print it out. Threadplex says, what do you think? Why are you so loud, man? Why is my printer so loud? All right. The Threadplex says, what do you think does better, Billy Reed or Ted Baker? Or are they kind of like the same thing in blazers? I've only sold Ted Baker as far as blazers. Billy Reed is better in blazers. For sure. 100%. 1000%. Billy Reed is better in blazers. All right, got that one. Oh, damn. I sold another coat. I have to go get it, man. Let me show you guys. I actually just sold this one like a couple of minutes ago. This one is another, but this is a peacoat though. A Brooks Brothers peacoat. Sold for $69. I honestly had this one priced very high, and I just I sold similar, and I priced it at $100, and it sold like within a day. So like I said, man, I'm trying to get rid of these like big coats right now because they're gonna stay in my store for a while, man. And this one was a nice one. It had the Laurel Piano fabric, and yeah, it was a Brooks Brothers. Is it going to New York too? Let me see where it's going. It's going to Georgia. But yeah, $69 plus shipping. I charge $14.99. So, adios, amigo. This one, I'm just gonna ship it out in a poly bag, man. I know. Some of you guys are like, "What the heck?" It should be all right, right? It should be good. I'm gonna double poly bag it. Okay. double polybag it. That way it's has a little bit more protection. And yes, I'm using the Poshmark polybags. K-Way said that you can use them, and he worked at the post office, so I got his permission. I mean, he doesn't know. But... All right, this one weighs 2.8. This is a 14 by 17. Ooh, $7.70. That's a good thing about living in Texas, you guys, because we're like in the middle. So if we go either direction, it's cool. It's cool. So $7.70. That is great. And I charged $14.99. So I made like probably like $3 or $4 on shipping. Jamanu, what's up? Says new promoted listing policy. Just give me a second. Give me a second. All right. He says new promoted listing policy goes in effect in a few days. What is your take on that? I promote at 2%. I'm willing to stop to see how it's going to work after the 13th. Honestly, if you're promoting at 2%, that's not really that much. Just keep it the same. Um, I mean, 2% really, that's not that much. Like if eBay charges 12.7%, whatever it's like 12, 13%. So it's like 15%. Poshmark does 20%. So you're still good, man. You're still good. Don't freak out. 2% is not that bad. I would try it out, see how your numbers look. And if you don't like the way it goes, maybe the first month, maybe you can start doing changes. But you shouldn't change anything until you actually see what's going on. That's just my opinion. I don't promote, so I don't really have to worry about that. I stopped promoting this last year. So uh so that's everything on eBay. Now let's go to Poshmark. Actually, I have sales on all the platforms. Mercari, Depop. Man, it's been really good so far. 2026. I do probably have to give credit to my consistency of doing 20 per day. I think that's definitely helped my bump in sales so far. So we'll see how it goes throughout the year. What is this? Oh, okay. This is Poshmark, I think, right? Yeah, it is Poshmark. Actually, no. I'm gonna start with this is Depop. Let me do Depop. Let's do Depop. Damn, what the heck? Everything's falling. All right. Depop. I sold this State and Liberty dress shirt for. I think I sold it for like $44, and I got back $40. State and Liberty is a really good brand still. Um, let me see if I can see the pictures. Man, I wish Depop would like add more pictures. What's going on, man? You could only add like 7 pictures or 8 pictures, something like that. So you're gonna see the SNL embroidery there on the bottom. They have that on every single button-up dress shirt. On their polos, they don't have that. Um, on their blazers, they don't have that. On their pants, they don't have that. So you're only gonna see that on the dress shirts, as far as I know. So that one sold for $40. I had it priced at $49.99. So I usually price those around like between 40 and 50, depending on the condition. If it's in perfect condition, I'll price it higher, like $49.99. This one was a solid. It didn't have a pattern. If it had a pattern, like a check pattern or a gingham pattern, I would probably price it closer to like 55 to 60. Um, Teammate says, what cross list app do you prefer? I only use Nifty.ai. That's the only app or cross list app that I've ever used. So I can't really say anything about the other ones. But so far, it's been working really good for me. Jason Willis said, yeah, only 8 pictures. I keep listening there, but not much sales. Yeah, no, they got to do something about that, man. I know Poshmark, I think they used to have less. Right now they have more. But man, they got to, Macari also, they got to add more. That's crazy, man. What? They should have done that a long time ago. It does take time because when I cross list, I have to like delete pictures and I have to like figure out, okay, what are the best pictures? You know, if it has like multiple flaws, I gotta add those, but then I gotta take away another picture that I think is important. So it's ridiculous, man. But we gotta do what we gotta do, you know. Gotta do our best. Yeah, Depop has actually been pretty good for me. I think I sold on average like one item per day so far this year, which is really good. And Macari, I'm going to show you right now, is my first sale of 2026. And it took 11 days. So, but yeah, nothing's going to compare to like eBay, man. Because the amount of buyers on eBay is just, they've been in the game for so long. Obviously, they're just going to have more buyers. But Poshmark is actually, it's been really good, man. I love Poshmark. I love Poshmark, actually. Do I dare say more than eBay? I don't know, man. If I had the same amount of sales on Poshmark than eBay, I would choose Poshmark for sure. All right, let's see if I can log in. Oh yeah, I'm in. Let's get the label. Depop. The thing I do like about Depop, similar to Poshmark, is like their shipping is very easy, especially like for beginners. eBay is a little bit more difficult because you have to weigh it, you have to know the dimensions of the boxes and stuff like that. But Depop, the label's already generated, so you just gotta download it and just print it. That's it. Obviously, when you're cross listing, you have to put like how much it weighs. So there's that though. If anybody's watching right now, how many people do I have live? 27 people live. If you have at least 1,000 item store and you're doing really good on eBay and you're not cross listing on Poshmark, you're losing out a lot of money. A lot of money. This one's going to Arizona. AZ. Yeah, AZ is Arizona. AZ. All right, these are from Poshmark now. No, Macari, sorry. So this is the first sale on Macari for 2026. Now I'm just gonna leave like my account balance. I don't know if this is smart, but I did this last year, from like June all the way to December. I had like $1,200 like in the Poshmark account balance, so I didn't take out anything for like 6 months, and I just took it out at the end of the year, and I was like, okay, this is kind of my bonus. So it's kind of what I'm thinking of doing for Macari, like just keeping everything in the account balance, and then in December just taking it out as like a bonus. So we'll see if I can make like $2,000 on Macari the whole year. That's pretty good, you know, $2,000. This is the first sale. This is a cool. You can see kind of see like their logo there, the crest. A cool woman's joggers. They sold for $29. $29. They were called the Cool Free Flex Move Pants. 29 29.75. 29.75. That's not bad. I didn't think I was gonna get that much for those. I think I had those priced like at $35. Um, got any comments? The thread plug says in Poshmark. Wait a second. The thread plug says in Poshmark is the best. It does better than you think because you know eBay has the shipping on the gross number. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, because on Poshmark you never really see the shipping. Whatever the buyer pays for shipping, it goes to Poshmark. So all you see is pretty much what you sell the item for. Florida. All right, let's get into Poshmark now. First one. This one is a Wrangler FR button-up shirt. Oh, this is a Pearl Snap. This is the Pearl Snap. This one sold for $30. I was trying to aim for $30. I had this price at 39 or $40 on Poshmark, and $30 was kind of like my goal, and I got it. $30. Be on the lookout for the Wrangler FR. Their button-ups do good, but their Pearl Snaps do a little bit better. What's the other one? Ariat FR does better than Wrangler FR. What's the other brand that does FR shirts? Wrangler, Ariat, Cinch FR is another pretty good one. I think if I had to rank those, it would be Ariat FR shirts, and then probably Cinch, right? Cinch FR, and then Wrangler FR. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jason says Poshmark bundles are cool. Yeah, I love Poshmark bundles. It's so easy for people to bundle items on Poshmark. The Threadplex says, yeah, the return policy is so nice. If I could still only on sell on Poshmark, I can get the same volume I would do it for sure. eBay gives me nightmares. Yeah, I know. So you don't sell on Poshmark? My goal for this year, and obviously this is just based on like what I did last year and kind of like my trajectory of where I want to be this year, kind of like how big my store is going to be. Just like me doing 20 per day, right? That's just kind of like how I evaluate my projection. But if last year I did 35,000 on Poshmark with less than 1,000 items, if I get up to like 1,500 items, and on average and sales on Poshmark, I did like $2,800 the last 4 months. So September, October, November, December, I averaged like 3,000 in sales. I think I can probably get to like 4,500 in sales per day. That would give me what? I gotta use my calculator. If I can do 4,500 sales, sorry, in a month, times 12. So 54,000 on Poshmark. I think that's doable if I get my store up to like 1,500 items. All right, so this one's going to North Carolina. And on eBay, my goal is to, for this year, is to get to like 100 and I would say maybe 80,000, 180,000. If I can do that this year, that's pretty good. And then by next year, I want to get my store up to at least 2,000 items, like active items. And I'm gonna try to make like 200 and probably like between 250 and like $300,000 in sales. And I'll probably end up spending. And again, this is just me thinking in my head, just because I don't honestly don't know. Um, obviously, you really don't know. Like some months are gonna be less than others, and you know how it goes. But if I spend 80, I'm probably gonna end up spending like 80,000 just in cost of goods, just in items. And I did that by doing 20 times 365, then that number times my average cost of goods. And I just put $11, even though right now, this year, I'm like, let me check right now. I think I'm at like less than last year for sure. Last year, I was getting closer to $11 per item, my cost of goods. And this year so far, I'm at $10. I'm at 10.2, so $10.20. So it's if I can keep it under $10, like between $9 and $10, that's gonna be really good. But I think I'm gonna end up spending between like 70 and 80,000, just on cost of goods. So, but the good thing about doing 20 per day is that like that number is gonna stay the same. Like this year and then next year, it's gonna stay the same, but my sales are gonna go up because my store is gonna, you know, keep growing a little bit if I do 20 per day. So that's how it works. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna be doing the same amount of work, hopefully, and but making more next year. I gotta go, guys. Good luck to y'all. Hope y'all have lots of sales and find some really good items later, Eric. All right, later, man. Thank you for joining. All right, this next one. What do we got next? Here we got a Oak Hill knit cardigan sweater. Oak Hill knit cardigan sweater sold for $40. I usually don't buy anything in Oak Hill other than blazers. Even now, blazers are starting to get a little bit more saturated. So I gotta be a little bit more picky. But when I looked at the comps for Oak Hill cardigans, it was pretty decent. I think it was like 30 something listed and 20 something sold. And it sold pretty quickly, like within 2 weeks. And it was a 3XL. And I recently bought a Oak Hill button up shirt, but it was new with tags. Um, I'm trying to remember how much I paid for this one. I don't remember, to be honest. All right, the next one. Damn, I'm gonna have to use a box. I sold this Brooks Brothers vest, size 2XL. Has a plaid line. I paid $16.71, I think. So let's just say $17. and it sold for $55. So I got back $43.27. That minus 17, that's how much I made net profit. And it sold pretty quickly, like within a week, because I just got that last week. And it had like the Prima Loft, sold for $55. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that in a box. Do I have any boxes? Oh, maybe in this one. Probably use this one. Put some paper down. I'm just gonna fold it in half. Like that's good. Put that down. Put some paper. I want to put something on top just to give it more protection. So like that. And I close it up. Give it the test. Good. Here's the tape. I'm gonna go twice right now. I think it should be good. So it doesn't, nah, I have to measure. 18 by 13 by 6. 18, 13. Oh, this is Poshmark. I don't have to measure that. How much does it weigh? Yeah. Weighs less than 5 pounds. Alright, let's print that. What else do we got? This one's going to MO. Is that Missouri? MO. Alright, the next two items are actually it's the same buyer, but they paid separate. So I can't really bundle it because they didn't bundle it together. So now I gotta ship it separately. Oh, it's a Rafter C Polo. Rafter C Polo. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of items. When you think of a brand, you're like, that brand is not good. But if you dive deeper into certain brands, there's certain things, certain items that do really good. And this is one of them, okay? So this is a Rafter C. There's a few things. Rafter C Polos with the paisley patterns. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has like a nice paisley pattern. Sold for, this one sold for $29. Yeah, paisley had a performance, nice stretchy feel. So the Rafter C paisley polos do really good. And the other one that I sold, this one sold for more because this one had a nice geometric pattern. So this one had, we got some horses, it's like a Western theme. Got horses, got a cowboy hat, cactus, all that stuff. So now you guys know. And this one sold for $35. So I gotta ship that separately, unfortunately. First one is a paisley. Paisley can add value to a lot of like lower tier items. So if you're just starting out, Paisley is a really good pattern. Something cool that you can do is like learn your patterns, learn what patterns do good, like what patterns people are looking for, and Paisley is a really good pattern. So this, yeah, it was the same person. I guess some people don't know how to do like the bundle on Poshmark. It is what it is. All right, next up, I got. Oh, I literally just listed this one. This one's actually been kind of like on the side. Um, just stowed away there in my closet for actually like I'm not gonna lie, it's been there for probably like 4 months. So kind of embarrassed to say that, but I have some things there that I still need to clean up. But this one is a new tag. Now this I honestly never pick up Hollister jeans, but it was new tag, okay? And the comps on eBay showed between $30 and $35. So I was like, why not? I'm gonna pay $10. Let's see how it goes. And it sold for $30. And this one sold like in 2 days. So I got back 23 bucks. I paid 10, so I made $13. I'll take that. 13 bucks. I think the last time I checked on Poshmark, my average sale price was like 40. It was like $44 or something like that. Now, obviously, that number doesn't include shipping. So, if it was included shipping, it would probably be closer to like 50. Um, they actually used the wrong poly bag. Use this one. This one's going to California. All right, this is a new brand for me. Never heard of it. It's I think it's like a workout brand. One of the gym brands. There's a lot of gym brands now, but this one is called Three Nails. Three Nails. There you got the logo. It's a pretty cool logo, actually. Three Nails. I knew this one wasn't gonna sell for that much, but I think I paid like $4 if I'm not mistaken, and it sold for 21 bucks. Yeah, 21 bucks. The comps do really good on this in terms of like how fast you'll sell it. It was pretty close. I think it was like 20 something listed, 16 sold around there. Either that or it was like 2020 or something like that. I'm gonna talk like there's new people watching. So when it comes to like the sell-through rate, when you're looking comps on eBay, um, you can get like caught up in like, okay, 60%, 70%. At the end of the day, if the two numbers are closer to each other, that means that it's gonna sell faster. Okay, so if there's 30 listed and 20 sold, if there's 30 listed and 30 sold, that means that that item is gonna sell faster technically, right? Like, but sometimes items that are, let's say there's 30 listed and 10 sold, sometimes those items sell faster. It just depends. It's just like a, how do I say it? It's not like, it's not 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate. Okay, so that's when I'm looking in the store, I'm trying to find items that are, the numbers are closer to each other. Unless if I see an item that has 100 listed and 50 sold, but that item the prices are like over $50, I don't mind paying, paying for that item because I'm gonna get over $50. So I don't mind waiting a little bit. But if an item, let's say, is 100 listed, and 100 sold, but I can get under $30, I'm still gonna buy that item. So I have no idea if I made sense. Hopefully I did. Did I show you guys? Oh yeah, 3 nails. I gotta print it out. This one's going to AR, man. Where the heck is it? Gotta look that up. AR, is that Arkansas? Arkansas. I think I knew it was Arkansas. All right, this one is a Rag and Bone. This one's the Fit 2 Slim model, which has done pretty good for probably 2 years now for me. The Rag and Bone Fit 2 Slim. This one sold for $28. I usually get over 30, but sometimes it slips, a little bit and I get like 26, 27, 28. But most of the time I would say I get like at least $30 for those. So if you're paying under $10, I think that's a pretty good margin there. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I pay like $12 for them. 12, $13. This one's going to Kentucky. Here got a. This one's a. I just listed this one like 2 days ago. Faraday chino pants. This one's not the Terry stretch. This one is actually called. I've never found this model in Faraday chino pants before, and this one is called. Let me see if I can find it here. Um, Dang, did I even put the model name? I guess I didn't put the model name because I looked it up. Chino pants, performance, stretch. Interesting. I didn't put the model name, but I swear I looked it up. I guess I just forgot to put it, I guess, but sold for $35. Faraday's a really good brand. Even their button up, surprisingly, like I've gotten $30. I actually have a sale right now that I'll show you. I sold for $30. One of their really good button ups is called the Legend Sweater. It's like a very soft, heavyweight type of flannel. During this time, you'll get like over $50. Um, but overall, Faraday's a really good brand. Their jeans do good. Their pants do good. Their jackets do good. Most of their items do pretty good. Really good brand. Really good following. They have like very modern preppy, I think, modern preppy style. Those type of people. This one's going to Illinois. This one is a Mott and Bow. Mott and Bow. Similar to the Rag and Bone jeans, Mott and Bow does have done pretty good for me. Probably the past couple of years still. They still do good. The Slim, I think, does the Slim cut does good or does better than the other ones, I think. But this one sold for $35. Mott and Bow. I'm trying to think if they sell like button ups. I don't know if they sell button ups. Um, there's a name, Mott and Bow, Slim Fit. This one is going to Arizona. 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 All right, here's the Faraday flannel shirt. This one sold for $38. 30 bucks. This one's called the Movement Flannel. They have another, like the non-flannel ones. They're just called the Movement shirt. You'll get like 25 to 30, sometimes over 30 bucks. In my experience, I get over $30 on Poshmark. So I guess that's kind of like the benefit of cross listing. You get another set of eyes on your items. And on Poshmark, they just have a different clientele. They're more younger, kind of like my age, I would say, between 20 and 40 years old. eBay's geared more towards like over 40. So that's something to keep in mind if you're not cross listing. Like, you definitely get a different perspective on your items, different, like I said, pair of eyes. So, and people on Poshmark, in my experience, are willing to pay a little bit more for their items. So that's why, like, these like newer brands, Faraday, Built, like the athleisure, preppy, modern type of brands, I get a little bit more on Poshmark. Usually, not all the time, but usually that's how it goes. This one is going to New Jersey. All right, is this the last sale? I think it is, hopefully. Yeah, this is the last one. This one is the North Face High Vent 2.5. This is a nice blue one. And this one sold for $42. $42. Lynn MC Farlin. It says, if you want a cross list, do you have to put every item? I mean, you don't have to. You can choose whatever item you want to cross list. Like, for example, I cross list every single item except on Depop. I don't cross list any blazers. So every other item, I pretty much cross list. So this one sold for 42 bucks. But you can choose what items you want to cross list, you know? Alright, that's it, you guys. If anybody has any questions, feel free to say it now or forever hold your peace. I'm not sure when you guys will catch me again. I'm just really busy right now. I'm just concentrating on eBay, Poshmark. Um, I'm like thrifting all day, so I honestly don't know when I'm gonna put out another video. Hopefully it's soon. Hopefully one of these days I use my camera and just literally just record every single day. If I do that, I don't know if I'll have time to like talk in the video. So I don't know if you guys would enjoy that. Like just me going like just you guys seeing me going through the clothes. I don't know if you guys will enjoy it, but if I do come out with a video, it most likely would be something like that, where I can kind of just like just press record and just kind of forget and just go throughout the day, you know, doing my normal thing. But hopefully I put a good video for you guys soon. But thank you guys for watching. Come back soon. I'm learning a lot. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of videos. If you're new here, you can go back and watch all my older videos. I think I have pretty good videos. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Catch you guys later. I have to do it on my phone, so I gotta turn you around.